I want to introduce to you someone I know quite well. The guy's, he's all right. He's all right in my books. All right, are you ready? Mr. T. Harv Eker! Come on up here! Come on up here! Yeah! Woo! Thank you, Harv. Thank you for that wonderful introduction. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. High five. Yeah, that's awesome. All right. Good job. I appreciate it. Thank you. So how many of you would love to dramatically increase your net worth? And how many of you would love to actually achieve wealth? You have come to the right place. You know the score. My name is T. Harv Eker. Welcome to Extreme Wealth, formerly known as Millionaire School. Now, I'll talk about that why in a second here. So first of all, stand up and give yourselves a massive round of applause for being here. Nice job. I want to thank you for your time, and I want to thank you for your willingness to grow and learn in all areas of your life. Good or good? And I assure you we're going to do the absolute best that we can to make this worth your while at least 1,000,000 times over. Good? So by the way, we did change the name from Millionaire School to Extreme Wealth. Let me give you a couple of the reasons why. Would you like to know? All right, good. And one of the reasons is being right up front is that based on today's market, the reality is that $1 million just isn't what it used to be, okay? It's not a ton of money anymore. I know a lot of you aren't there yet, but if that's your sights, it's a bit of a lower sight. We want to make sure we raise that a little bit here, make that a lot. And in fact, if you were very fortunate to have purchased your own home 5 or 10 or 15 or 20 years ago, there's a good chance you are already a millionaire just from your home. That's it, just your home had gone up that much. So we call that a house millionaire. What is it? And there's unfortunately or fortunately, there's a lot of house millionaires that don't have a lot of other money. Does that make any sense? So are you a millionaire? Yeah, but do you have any money? No. I have a house, but I have to sell that house in order to be able to do anything. So, we want to raise our standards. Yes or yes? All right. And the second reason is that we have 2 programs that we divided this into kind of. One is called Never Work Again. How many have been there before? Did you enjoy that program? That was hot. And how many are registered and going? Still going? Yeah, fantastic. If you haven't registered for that, you have to go to that for sure. And the other one is this one, Millionaire School / Extreme Wealth. And Never Work Again is all about passive income vehicles primarily. Yes or yes? But they don't necessarily go up in value, right? Those vehicles, they just throw off cash. Whereas Extreme Wealth in this program is all about asset appreciation. So Never Work Again is all about your small geese working, yes, especially the business geese. And Extreme Wealth is all about your big goose working and growing big and strong. Good or good? So this is all about capital appreciation. And what do you need? Passive income or asset appreciation? Both. Thank you. Very smart. Both. All right. Okay. So, and of course, asset appreciation skyrockets your net worth, doesn't it? See, passive income skyrockets your lifestyle, but asset appreciation skyrockets your net worth, and wealth is generally a product, a term used for a product of net worth, not passive income. So this is about wealth, and we're calling it extreme wealth. Does that make any sense here? Yes. All right. Turn to somebody, give them a high five, and say, "You're awesome." Now, raise your hand if this is the first time you've been at any Peaks event other than the Millionaire Mind Intensive. First time other, a lot of you. Wow, that's great. Super. And you haven't been there yet either. Wow, who dragged you here? Okay, that's good. That's good. It's a good thing. You know what? I usually save this for some other programs that we just finished, but let's talk about here because it makes a big difference. So, this program is going to be awesome. What's the word?
Awesome.
What's the word?
Awesome.
Okay, tell me why it's going to be awesome.
Because we say so.
Thank you, because you guys are going to say so, because you're going to say so. In fact, this whole week is going to be amazing. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be incredible. We're going to use awesome. Yes or yes?
Yes.
Okay, now, I'm praying, and I'm sure, based on our past history, that it is going to be awesome. But of course, what makes it awesome right away? Well, remember the saying that says, nothing has meaning except for the meaning I give it. Go ahead and say that, please.
Nothing has meaning except for the meaning I give it.
One more time, please.
Nothing has meaning except for the meaning I give it.
Right. Is that true?
Yes.
How many of you agree with that statement? Okay, good. If you don't know anything else, if you know that nothing has meaning except for the meaning I give it, you are semi-enlightened. Only with one statement. Yes or yes? Raise your hand if you would agree with that. Okay? And so, literally, if we decide that we're going to view everything and give everything the meaning of awesome, then it becomes what?
Awesome.
If we decide that it's, that's shit, then what is it? Not because it is one way or the other, but because we decided that that's how we're going to look at it. Yes or yes? So life is all about how you look at it. Life is all about perspective, and perspective is your reality. Yes or yes? Say, my perspective is my reality. So the reality is that reality is personal. People go, well, that's not reality. There's 5.5 billion realities out there. Yes or yes? So we have to practice. What's the word? One more time, please. We have to practice looking at everything as what? Awesome, awesome. And then it will be awesome. Now, would you be willing to try that?
Yes.
Would you be willing to practice that?
Yes.
Would you be willing to do it?
Yes.
And just refuse to look at anything other than awesome. And if some things don't match or fit your picture exactly, overlook those and look for the parts that do. Yes or yes? Because in the end, raise your hand if you want to be happy. Isn't that what this is all about? I mean, money is wonderful, but the end result of money is that hopefully you're not looking at having more pieces of paper, I don't think. You want to be happier, yes? That's the goal of it. So, why be upset? Why be uptight? Why not just do what's going to make you happy? And deciding to look at things, just deciding to look at things that it's all awesome, makes you happy. Isn't that happier than looking at things that they're shit? When do you feel better, happy or shit? Yeah. Now, if you notice, they go together. When I look at things and decide they're awesome, I feel awesome. When I look at things and determine and make the meaning that they're crummy, I feel crummy. And you want to feel what? Awesome. So you look at things as what? Awesome. This is so simple. I wish I taught this to kindergartners for their whole life. Because that's the only thing you have to know. The way you look at it is the way it is, and if you want to feel good, look at it as good. This is so easy. And yet we don't, anybody who talks about this talks about it in such a, complicated way that it's like, 58,000 pages you weed through and you can't find anything. You know what I'm saying? It's simple. Who's in charge of how you look at things? It's about the only thing you really are in charge of. Right? Or, yeah? So you might as well be in charge of your own brain and just look at everything as awesome. Yes or yes? All right, so this program is going to be what? Awesome. Turn to somebody and you say, you're awesome. Let me explain to you how this Extreme Wealth program came about. Raise your hand if you've taken the Millionaire Mind Intensive. All right. Enjoy that? Yes. All right, good. Now, at that program, we talk about our jars and our accounts. Yes or yes? Yes. One of the most important ones is your One more time. What is it? FFA. Your FFA, your Financial Freedom Account. And, at the end of that program or during the middle of it, whatever, I used to get all kinds of questions about, I've got this FFA and I'm going to grow it, or I have money in it already. What do I do with that money? I mean, am I going to get rich or wealthy at 2% in the bank? Like, what do I do? And, the reality was that although I am an investor myself, I am absolutely not an investment advisor. And so we created a program where you could get educated on all kinds of different types of vehicles that are possibilities that will give you alternatives and options other than the wonderful bank, which will keep your money usually very safe. Yes or yes? And that's what this program is all about. That's how it got born, out of your questions and your need to have alternatives to what was the normal just, bank, and then hopefully it goes up a little bit. Does that make sense at all? So that's what you're going to have, all kinds of different things. Let me explain the format of how the program works here. Over the next 4 days and evenings, actually 3 evenings, you're going to learn from over a dozen different presenters from various parts of the financial arena. And their primary goal is to give you as much information as possible, but a good overview of their field of expertise, so you can understand that field enough to know that if it's suitable for you now or sometime in the future. Does that make sense? All right, that's great. Let's talk about risks, since we're in a course like this. It's very important. I want you to be aware that what's the word? All investments, even the 2% bank, all investments, regardless of where or with whom, have an element of risk. So when you say that's risky, you might as well say that to everything, because everything is risky. Because life is risky. God forbid you go out and you get hit by it. It's risky to stand outside. Yes or yeah? You come up here and dance. I've had people fall. That's risky. I've had people fall off the stage. I've had people pushed off the stage. Do you understand what I'm saying? So life is a risk. So what? It's just having intelligent risks. Yes or yes? Educated risks. Say, okay, I know it's a bit risky, but if I put my money under the mattress, well, it's not risky, right? It's very risky. Fire comes, you're on big risk. Yes or yes? All right. So everything. So you can't protect it all. All right. So let me ask a question. Knowing that, who's responsible for your decisions? Who's responsible? Point to the person responsible. Not your wife. Come on. Jesus, right? Those. You are responsible. You, not me, not Peak Potentials, not the presenters or the financial investment people. You and you alone, or you and your family, you and your partner, you and your professional advisors. Also, this is very important. This is very what? I'm going to ask you, do not let your affiliation with Peak Potentials or myself in the past be any sort of influence on any decisions you may hear or after the event. Do you understand what I just said? Do you understand what I just said? So just because it's on a Peak Potential stage, it doesn't mean you're going to make gobs of money. It doesn't mean you're not going to lose money. It doesn't mean that I'm not. So just it's Peak Potentials, and we like Harv, and we like Peaks, so it must be great. Well, we believe so. We would never choose anybody that we didn't believe so, but everything is a risk. Everything. Yes or yes? We do our due diligence the best we can. You'll do yours, hopefully, the best you can, and in the end, you do the best you can and you hope. Yes? But that's the way it is. I don't want you to think, because there are peaks, they're just, no, that's just not the case. I wish it was the case. The only person I could say that about would be my own mother. My mother. I could say that about my mother. I know her really well. Everybody else, I kind of know. My kids, my son's in Las Vegas. I didn't even know. Good to find out. I called him yesterday. So Jess, where? I haven't talked to you a few days. He goes, I'm in a bus. Oh, really? Where are you? I'm almost in Las Vegas. What? Yeah, it's one of our frat parties, our formal. We're having a big party tomorrow. Oh my God. I'm going to be in Vegas too. Let's get together. Can't. So, on my mother, I know. Everybody else is a long shot, okay? Just, can I tell you? All right. a couple of, yeah, so again, I want you to know, but either way, I am an investor, but I am not an investment advisor. Do you understand? I am a personal growth trainer, and I am a business and marketing trainer and an entrepreneur. And I invest, but I don't give investment advice because that would be unfair because that's not my profession. Do you understand? So instead of me, that's why the format is the way it is, because instead of me giving you investment advice, which I'm not qualified to do, if you have that question of how do I, what other vehicles are there and how do I learn about them, I bring those experts in. Yes or yes? All right, and that's who's going to be teaching you. Okay, and in fact, I'm the host here for a couple of days, and then my buddy Dennis will be here tomorrow to help me out with that and proceed from there. Yes? Okay, good. Now, a couple of more caveats. Always make sure that you consult your own financial and legal advisors before investing in anything, be it at this program or anywhere else. Agreed or agreed? Agreed or agreed? Thank you. Next, we have what's called a 72-hour cool-off period. All right? So what I'm going to ask you is this. Prior to making any types of investments, actual investments, other than education, right? Then, well, education is not, it's a different kind of investment. I'm talking about putting your money into something. You understand what I'm saying? All right. So what we're saying is that you need to wait 72 hours before you write a check or something for an actual investment. Oh, that property looks great. I want to buy one. I want to buy this lot. It's $50,000 or $100,000. Here's my $100,000. No, you cannot do that here. You can put a reservation in. You can put a refundable deposit in, but you cannot buy it here. You can only buy it after you've gone home, cooled off, talked to your advisors, your lawyer, your accountant, your family, whatever, and then when you still think it's an amazing investment, then you're welcome to do that. Do you understand what I just said? You might be pissed off about that, but hey, every investment here, no, if there is an investment, again, it's mostly educational. It's not a ton of investments coming at you, but you'll be able to find out about them. So, like I said, your job is to see what's going on here, and then again, it's different on the education side because education talks about you're not buying a piece of property or land or this or putting $50,000 in the stock market today. You're buying a CD or DVD to learn more. Yes or yes? So there's no cooling off period for that. If you want to, you can buy that anytime you want. And but we do give this 72 hours for investments. Is that all right with you? Yes. Whose protection is that for? Thank you. Okay. Now, my own investments. The question might come up, because it does every time, as to whether I have invested in anything that you're seeing on the stage. The answer to that is irrelevant. It's irrelevant. Because my situation and my portfolio might be very, very different from yours. And what's right for me may not be right for you. It depends on your position. Yes or yes? So to say that I invested in something has nothing to do with you. Understand? All right, good. Now, as I said, I'm not an investment advisor, and therefore even by law, by what? I cannot and will not give anything that smells like advice to you in that arena. And that includes steering you towards something by saying, I've invested in this. You should do that. I would never do that. That's not an appropriate thing to do here. All right. Now, Extreme Wealth is an educational forum. What kind of forum is it? You're here to learn. Here to what? Learn. And grow your financial knowledge. You can make intelligent decisions on your own in the marketplace now and in the future. Yes or yes? And just so you know, having said all that, many, many, many hundreds of people have said Extreme Wealth, formerly known as Millionaire School, was the defining event of their financial life. I see people on the street all the time. People talk about the Millionaire Mind, and people talk to me all the time about what happened for them as a result of Millionaire School, or now it's Extreme Wealth. That's a good thing, yes or yes? I have people who are retired. I have people who are almost retired. I have people who are wealthy now. I have lots of people who have done extremely well. All right. Now, So, I want you to know how this works for yourself. Now, you're going to be getting tons of amazing information, solid introductions to a variety of different investment vehicles. Enough information on each one, whether it's an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, so you can begin working with the vehicle at least know that it's something that you like, right? And that you want to be good at before you invest your money in there, right? I want you to understand something very important. That's why the education is critical. If you were going to play golf on the tour for money, okay, would you want to be a beginner or would you want to be a master? Good. If you were going to, for example, play the piano for money, okay, in front of thousands of people, would you want to be a beginner or a master? Master. Okay, very good. So let's be honest. Would you agree, how many of you would agree that it might be a little difficult to become a master at anything in an hour or two? It would be, right? Now, we could take the whole 4 days, pick one topic, one investment, and spend 4 days on it. There's a good chance you might be a master with a little bit of practice. Yes or yes? But that would be a different seminar completely. Right? That would be, okay, we're learning about this, and that's not what it is. This is a buffet of different dishes available to you so you can see what they look like, smell like, do a little taste type of thing. But, you know, there's not one that you're going to be a master at right this minute. Understand? Okay. And even if they're going to explain how it works and the chart over here and take that and over here and move that over here, it's enough for you to see and go, I think I could do this. Or you might be the person who goes, this is very interesting. Wow. Or you might be the person who goes, oh my God, it looks so complicated. I don't want to do that. Great. They're all great. At least you know what they are. And you go, yes, I might want to, I don't want to. Or I need an advisor on that. Or I need somebody else to do that with me. You understand what I'm saying? So you know what's involved. Good or good? All right. Now, so, I want to show you an order of things. What's the first one? Introduce. What's the first one? Okay. What's the second one? Excellent. Okay, number 1 was what? Number 2 is what? Thank you. If you're going to, at that time, you would then what? Okay. Then you get your what? Now, I want you to see something here. This seems very simple, but I guarantee not a lot of people follow this rule. I guarantee they don't. And that's why they lose money, or they don't make as much money as they could. The first thing you do is you get what? Introduced to an arena. That's what this program is all about. Yes? The second thing is, if you like an arena and it resonates with you, I would recommend you become a what? A master of that arena. So, you know, the people who have educational stuff here, they might have books or tapes or CDs or DVDs or coaching or boot camps or seminars. If you're interested in becoming a master, those are vehicles with which to do that. Yes or yes? Then is the time that if you're going to, you might what? Yeah, that's when you'd invest. And then you get your what? Does this make any sense at all? Yeah. What do most people do? They do this and they want to jump to that. Well, that's great, but, you know, you got a problem. Because reality just doesn't work like that. Yes or yes? Okay. Let me ask you a question here. Will the level of mastery determine your reward? I think so. So that's why I would want to learn about something more if I was interested before I put my hard-earned dollars into it. Yes or yes? Okay, good. Now, all right. There are so many uses for this triangle. almost every time I teach something with a new group or an old group, it comes into play. This is what we call the success triangle. Many of you have seen me do this before, and it starts with the right knowledge. The right what? The right knowledge. And you also need to have the right vehicle, the right time, which is the same thing. And of course, you must be the right what? The right you. The right knowledge, the right vehicle, the right you. You're going to get plenty of vehicles here, boy. And you're going to get plenty of knowledge here. But there still needs to be the right you if you're going to be an intelligent and successful investor. Yes or yes? Why is that? Because you are the root. Say, I am the root. I am the root. So, do you recall the process of manifestation? You do? Some of you are going yes, some of you are not sure. All right, all together. Your what? Thoughts lead to what? Feelings lead to what? Lead to what? Again. So, again, your thoughts and feelings will eventually become your results. Yes? So just as you all know that we have a general money blueprint, yes? We also have a specific investment blueprint locked into the files of our subconscious mind. And for some people, that investment blueprint is supportive, and for other people, that investment blueprint is detrimental. Does that make sense at all? Now, in this initial section, I want to do something special for you to help you clear, what's the word? Clear some of your non-supportive files possibly, and strengthen some supportive ones toward investment success. Good or good? So here's what I want you to do. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Uncross your arms, uncross your legs, and just relax. And take a nice deep breath. Breathing easily. Eyes are closed. Just totally relaxed. You're in a safe place. Breathing again. And one more time. Nice deep breath in. And out. And consider your inner thoughts and feelings towards investments and even investment advisors and investment salespeople. And in a moment, I'm going to ask you to write down even the slightest tinge of negative images, thoughts, and feelings you might have towards any of those entities. It could be anything to do with investments. I don't understand investments. They're too complicated. Stocks are bad. Playing the markets like betting in Vegas. Real estate is too expensive. Leverage is only for sophisticated investors. Borrowing for investments is how you go broke. I'm going to end up with swampland if I buy that. Anything outside a bank is risky. Anything over a 10% return, you might as well run. I don't trust investment promoters. Offshore means trouble. Financial advisors are just glorified salesmen. I'm afraid to be taken. I'm afraid if I invest, I'll lose all my money, or any other fears that you might have. Okay? Just create a big list of any and all of those negative images for now. Don't put down where they came from or how they got there or anything like that. Just a list. Just go through your mind and go, let me think about this whole investment world, people in it and all that. And just put down some of the negative thoughts you might have. Open up your eyes, take your pen, and just start to write. Some of my fears around investment. Non-supportive beliefs, beliefs that may not be supportive. I wouldn't mind getting some call-outs on this, just some call-outs so we can hear what's going on in the room here. So just one at a time, somebody call out one of the ones of fear or negative investment, not supportive belief. Yes, nice and loud. Scared of what your friends will think. Raise your hand if you have that also. Good, yeah. Anybody else? Yes.
Offshore is shady.
What is it? Oh, offshore is shady. Raise your hand if you feel like that. If you feel like that too. Good. Okay, yes. Anybody else? Most investment advice is lies. Raise your hand if you've ever heard something like that. Good. What else? Come on, guys. If I'm making money, somebody's losing money. Okay, raise your hand if that's good. Yes. What else?
I've got to do it on my own.
You got to do it on your own. Raise your hand if you kind of feel that way. Good. What else?
I don't like to do due diligence.
I don't want to do all the due diligence. Raise your hand. Very good. 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 Okay. Don't say that too loud. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Right over here. Just brings up all the past investments that went bad, stuff like that. Yeah. What else? I'm afraid to lose everything I've worked for. My gosh. Yes. What else? A lot of crooks and thieves in the investing world. Very much so. Yes. Everything's changing so fast. It feels so complicated. Raise your hand if it's complicated here, right? Who do I trust? Raise your hand if I don't know who to trust here. Yes. Very good. Because Harv already said, don't trust anything that he says. That's great. Now where do I turn? Okay. Trust yourself, yeah. Yeah, back there, what do you got? If I lose my money, it'll never come back, yeah. So real estate developers have big incentives or just getting rid of stuff that's not worth it? Yes, yes. Getting late in the game for me. Yeah, very good. Good. Anybody else kind of thinking that way? Yes. Yes. We'll just leave it in the hands of the experts and it'll just work out. Right. Heard that one before. Yeah. Yes. Is that a non-supportive belief? Yeah. Only invest what you can afford to lose. Absolutely. Yes. Almost all investment advisors are all commission salespeople. Good. Hey, big round of applause. Those are very good ones. Very good. I want to hear you. Very good. Now, remember, beliefs cannot be right or wrong or true or false. They're just beliefs. They're just conclusions that you came to, and now you live based on those conclusions. And generally, you attract those results to you, don't you? Yes or yes? All right, so also recall that the sources of our conditioning. Does anybody remember what the sources of our conditioning are? 3 primary sources. Who remembers what they are? No? Verbal, modeling, and what? Specific incidents. Specific incidents. So, verbal, what you heard, modeling, what you saw, and specific incidents that occurred, especially in the past, right? So, where did some of the thoughts you write down come from? Very important that we recognize that. What did you hear, see, or experience that may have led you to feel this way or believe this? I'll give you an example. I've said this before, and I don't know if all my other trainers talk about this, but when I grew up, my dad he was a builder. And so, he would buy lots, he would buy land, and then he would build on the land. But he also invested in the stock market. And when he came home, every single day at the dinner table, he would get the stock page out. I remember how he folded the page and everything right to his B's, because he seemed to invest in a lot of B's. And he'd look at it, and almost every night it was exactly like this. Those stinking stocks, they're gonna break us. And I'm just a kid and going, oh. Every single night. Those stinking stocks going down again. I might as well be in Las Vegas throwing my money away. When I got a little older, I said, Dad, why do you invest in the stock market then? He goes, to make money. A little bit of a misnomer, I think. My sister, when she got married a couple of years afterwards, her and my brother-in-law bought a house in Florida. He was living in Toronto at the time. And they came in the house, and they were so happy, and we're at the dinner table, and they announced that, hey, guess what? We bought a vacation home in Florida. Florida? Home on a swamp? Are you kidding me? You just lost everything. So I had some beliefs about the stock market, and I had some beliefs about land in Florida, which I never ended up buying, even though I was living down there, and I could have made a frickin' fortune. Anybody understand what I'm talking about here? So I want you to go back now, and again, I want you to look. If you had no negative beliefs, then just think about some of the positive beliefs and where those came from. But I want you to write down, where did some of these beliefs that you wrote down come from? And again, if you only have positive ones, write down some of the positive ones. And where did they come from? And for those of you who are ready, I want you to continue to write. And this time I want you to write down how some of these thoughts and beliefs and feelings have affected your decisions and your life, especially your financial and investment life so far. What actions have you taken and not taken, or taken half-baked, and how's that affected your outcomes so far? And again, if it's positive, then just positive. It's the same exercise. So in addition to what you wrote down as to where this stuff came from, I want you to write down, how has it affected your life so far? How's your thoughts and feelings and beliefs affected your life so far, especially financially? By the way, how many of you noticed that a lot of your ways of thinking came from outside of you? All right, good. Now, beliefs are not true, and they are not what? False. They're not right, they are not what? Wrong. But they can be supportive or what? Unsupportive to your success. See, what happens is we take an isolated, what's the word, please? An isolated situation or incident, and then we create a conclusion. What is it? Based on those instances, and then we run our lives based on the conclusion versus the reality. Yes or yes? And then we generalize that conclusion into everything else that we do. True or true? The way the mind works. And that's just because it's easier for protection. Now, number one, these conclusions may or may not be true for these specific incidents, but they are definitely not true for all situations, right? Number two, none of these beliefs or conclusions is you. Say, none of them is me. Meaning that since they're outside of you, they're not attached to you, you can actually choose beliefs that you want based on who you are today and who you want to be and what you want to do tomorrow. Yes or yes? So we choose our beliefs. What do? We choose our beliefs. We choose our beliefs. We make up our beliefs. You go, Harv, that's a bunch of crap. You know, what do you mean you make up your beliefs? What did you do the first time? What did you do the first time? You made them up the first time. Why can't you remake them up? Yes or yes? When you were born, you didn't have a card that you memorized. You made them up based on what you heard, what you modeled, what you experienced, right? All right. Please put everything on the floor. Very important to help clear this stuff. Close your eyes and just relax. And now just imagine that you have some money. A decent amount, a large amount, a huge amount. It doesn't matter. But imagine that you don't ever manage and invest it properly. And imagine your life and the lives of the people that you love and how you could have been totally financially free and wealthy. But because of your non-supportive beliefs, you never invested intelligently. Now picture yours and their lives 5 years from now and think of all the extra financial situations and struggles that you've had to endure because you never became a truly excellent investor. And now picture you and them in this struggle 10 years from now and 20 years from now. And think of the pain in yours and their lives and what you cost them or what your beliefs cost them. And now think of yourself and your family or your loved ones or the people or the organizations you would help if you were wealthy. But you're not. Because you were afraid or you had non-supportive thoughts and feelings towards investments. You're now 85 years old. You're in your rocking chair and you're going back and reflecting on your life. A life where, compared to your potential, you barely scraped by financially. Especially in light of your potential, as I said, and because of your beliefs about investments. All because of that. And now you know all those beliefs were bogus. They weren't necessarily true, especially in all situations and all cases. You made all those non-supportive beliefs up. They weren't true. But you made them true for you. It was all your story. And all you had to do was change your story and make up a new one. One that was much more supportive to allowing your money to work as hard for you as you did for it. And much more supportive towards you becoming totally financially free and totally and extremely wealthy. But you didn't. And now both you and all the people you care about are paying the price. Are you ready to change this future? Are you ready to change the story that created this future? Miraculously, you now have another chance. A chance to wipe the slate clean and begin totally again. This time with new beliefs around finances and investments. So, what ways of thinking and feeling and what beliefs would it be best to adopt about investments to become outrageously successful in your finances? Again, what ways of thinking and feeling and what beliefs would it be best to have and adopt about investments to become outrageously successful? Please open your eyes, pick up your pens, and write them down. So what ways of thinking and feeling, what beliefs would be incredibly supportive to becoming outrageously successful with investments? Okay. All right, here's what I want to do. We're going to call some of these out, and if they're not on your list and you think they're supportive, write them into your list. Yes or yes? All right, let's hear a couple of them. Let's hear some. Nice and loud. Okay, people of integrity are attracted to me. Very good. Again, beliefs around investments as much as possible. Investments, financials, yes.
I'm intelligent enough to create great wealth.
I'm intelligent enough to create great wealth. So how about I'm intelligent enough to make good decisions? Yes or yes? I'm intelligent enough to make good decisions. Yes or yes? And don't forget, let me just talk to this for a little bit, because you don't have to know anything to be intelligent enough to make a good decision. Because there's other kinds of intelligences, like your intuitive self. That's just as powerful, if not more powerful, in any type of decision, including investments. Hey, there's a saying that my father used to have, other than the stinking stocks, which now I've made a lot of money in stocks. And what he used to say was this. He said, Harv, if it smells bad, it's probably a fish. What he meant was not something I wanted to get involved in. Understand? If it smells bad, what does he mean, smells bad? Intuitively, you've got a bad feeling around this thing, right? But you'll know. You don't have to know everything about it. Could be the person, could be the thing. It's got to resonate with you. Yes or yes? Right? Then you want to be able to sleep at night, right? You want to feel good about stuff. And yeah, you won't be sure about everything, but you know, some things just, they're just obviously really, yeah, this is pretty cool. And some of them are obviously like, who are these people, right? Yes? I'm not saying it here, but in general, yes or yes? All right, good. Some more empowering type of statements and beliefs towards financials. Yes? It's fun. Financials, investing is fun. Yes or yes? Hey, it better be fun. You know why it better be fun? Because when you're all completely financially free and you're not working anymore, only except for when you choose to, all you're going to do is investments. You're going to have fun and do investments. You might as well make them fun. Yes or yes? All right. Can you do that? Yes or yes? Okay. What else? Hey, it's easy. This is easy. Good or good? Yeah, if you get the right information and you learn how to do it, it becomes easy like anything else. Yes or yes? Yes, Roger.
I can't let fear of losing stop me from playing the game.
Right. So what's an empowering way of saying that?
Playing the game allows me to have any fear I have of losing.
Okay. So another way of framing that is, yeah, I act in spite of fear if it's intelligent. Yes or yes? Yes. I'm willing to take an intelligent risk. I'm willing to take an educated risk. And again, you know what that is like? That's like going to a street corner and waiting for the light to turn green. That's an educated risk. Yes? Someone could be running that light right now. Raise your hand if you're a little bit like me, and even when you go through green lights or you go through and you know there's stop signs and sign, you have your eyes and ears open for people possibly run. You see that? Because it's a risk, isn't it? But it's an educated risk. It's an intelligent risk, because if you didn't, you'd have a big problem driving. So you're going to go through the green light. But you're aware. Yes? You're smart enough to be aware. Some more great impact. Yes, lady. Excellent. Each dollar invested is a soldier or a seed going to work for me. Cool, yes? Yes, right here. What she said, I didn't hear the first part. Right, so their opportunities are not lost, they're just given to somebody else. And eventually your opportunities will come, yes or yes? You'll see them, yes. Come on, some more, guys. These are very good ones, yes. I'm a wise and successful investor. Very good, yes. I will persevere. Okay, good. Hold on for 1 second. What that means is, again, everyone always hopes that they never lose any money, right? But a more empowering belief versus, oh, if I lost my money, it would be disastrous, would mean if I lost some money, I'll make it back. I'll invest better and I'll make it back next time. Yes or yes? Again, I'm not averse to telling you some of my stories. I've had some huge ones and I've had some losses, and I've had some things where I made incredible amounts and some where I've lost it all. And thank God I've never put like tons of money into things I've lost at all. I'll dabble in stuff that's really high risk, and sometimes it's gone, right? But I know I'll make it back. I know I'll make it back because that's what I do. I make money. Yes or yes? I make it in my investments. I make it in my income. I make it back. It's not the end of the world. Yes or yes? All right, yeah. Anybody else? Yeah, right here. Sorry. I surround myself with like-minded and intelligent people. I surround myself with intelligent advisors. Look, advisors are advisors. They're advisors for a reason. Yes or yes? Just like you do what you do for a reason. True? Because you're pretty good at it, yes? Well, same with most advisors, I would think most advisors are pretty good. You still have to determine which ones are right for you and which ones you think are better than others, right? Yes? But you want to surround yourself. So how about this one? I surround myself with a great investment team. And I choose that team wisely. There's not one rich person who doesn't do that. Not one. No way. Anybody with money has an investment team. Every sports figure, every celebrity, Do you ever hear once in a while that their guy who had managed their money took off with a bunch of it? Yeah, it's true, but do you hear that every day? No. Out of the millions, let's like anything else, get hit by a bus going through a red light. Yeah, once in a while a money manager is bad or something like that. I'm not saying they have to control your money. That's a different story. And when it comes to these celebrities, they usually do control their money, don't they? All right. So there are definitely empowering ways of thinking about investments. And I want you to come up with this one. Say, I am an intelligent investor. I make wise decisions. Based on the knowledge that I learn. Good or good? Yeah. You're going to be. Trust yourself. Say, I trust myself.